Hail Mary meets everybody. I got me and Rusty the cat looking at you all. That cat. Okay, so we're a little early, but that's okay. Today, of course, is the 8th of September, and we have a couple visitors today from Oppenheimer Ridge Discord. Excuse me, Rusty, can you move? I gotta click on something here so I can read this article here. Unfortunately, the Washington Post has a doggone paywall right smack dab on top of it. I don't see any way to get rid of this stupid paywall. Ad blockers. I don't want to block. Okay. Okay, click enabled on this site. Well, this sounds like they're going to be offering a way to block pop-ups. Fine. Okay, I also have another question that came up today from one of my regular users. And so we're going to... First of all, let me get my cursor to the stupid screen here. Let's see. Bookmark this page. Alright. Okay. Washington Post, the following cookies were sent to view the page. Okay. So, alright, so unfortunately the stupid pop-up doesn't let me give you the thing. I can tell you the basic title is that the Hurricane Florence could very well be making landfall on the East Coast. And, as it seems the opportunity is increasing, the problem is I can't figure out how to get rid of this stupid pop-up thing. Settings. This is absolutely positively irritating. No shit. Okay, so it says here is that Florence is likely to become a major hurricane with increasing chance of East Coast landfall. Now, it's kind of funny because the East Coast is like, let's see, I love when they say can unblock ads, but they don't even seem to show me how to easily get out around this paywall, which kind of sucks. Okay, so anyway, let's go back to the people here in my channel here, and go back to the YouTube chat so we can read both at the same time. And the first one is Irish Ginger Marie says, hi, Michelle. Forever Consciousness says, hey, Michelle. Top of the afternoon for you. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm okay. Pretty much. Because, like I said, we got a couple of new people on the channel. So, we'll be... of course, Forever Consciousness and Marie. And, of course, Ginger Marie says, hey, Forever Consciousness. And we have some new people that will be dropping by, I think, on the chat on the live show from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, or maybe they might be watching this on their main thing. To make it easy for calling, I forgot to remember that I have to include the country code when I give my phone number, because some people forget that the United States does have a country code. So the studio line is 1-860-738-463, and I'll turn the phone on ahead of time. And the one is is United States country code. Now, I keep forgetting that if you're going to be calling from outside of your calling area in the United States, many areas will require you to add the country code. So, that's the number for the studio line. I don't really have too much new news articles, but Open Wire asked me a question yesterday. And he asked me, he says, how do you deal with loved ones or family members who have mental illness and that you would think would benefit by getting into therapy? Well, I mentioned to him that it's kind of hard to say. It depends on the person, because some people are very open to talking about it, and others are not. One of the reasons is because of the stigma of the mental health system, especially in the last few decades. Let's be honest, guys, the mental health system hasn't really been very nice since the Victorian era. I meant Taco Man, right with you. So we obviously got Taco Man on, and what we said about the mental health system was never really nice, especially when people thought the best way to deal with mental illness was to throw people into a locked box, which, of course, did not help anything. And then the mental health system changes that occurred in the 1980s with the use of pharmaceuticals being the main way of treating many people with mental illness only added to the problem. So keep that in mind. It's really hard to talk to people with mental illness. I know that when my parents tried to talk to me about my physical illnesses and my legal blindness and handicaps, it was hard for them because they didn't know how I would react, and I'll tell you how I reacted. I told them straight out, I said, I'm going to try to do the same thing everybody else could. It wasn't until I got to be about 15 that I realized that I wasn't quite capable of doing as much as I'd like to do. I haven't... Krista did not say she was going to be on today's show. I think that Saturday she usually spends time with her family, so that's going to be a problem. Now, one of the things is today has also been cool like it was yesterday. It's a nice cool day. We're going to have the same kind of cool weather on Monday, which is going to be great because it's going to be no air conditioning will be needed to keep things running. This is great. No AC, no heat, no electric bill. Yay! Anyway, so let's see. Does anybody want to cover any of the real world news today? First of all, as far as apologies, why do they keep saying you have to keep making a public apology when you made an apology to Krista in private? That's all you have to do. Yes, that's all you have to do. And she accepted my apology, as I said months ago. So it's kind of silly to keep beating on something that was months old. Now, also, R11H30 was curious about the use of the calendar as a bell. He asked me, does it have to be a calendar to be used as a bell? The answer is no. Unless you can use bowls. I tested it with a couple kitchen bowls today. It is granted, it's true that some bowls make better sounds than others. But you can experiment with your own kitchenware and determine what makes the best peeling sound for you. As the word appealing comes to mind. So, for me, the colander has a nice sound to it. In fact, it's probably the nicest sounding of all the pots I got in my pantry. Wrong in that format. It can also be wrong like a tambourine, which tends to have a completely different timbre to it. For some things, that works better than ringing as a bell. No, that's not why she's not on the show. No, that's nothing to do with it. Now, other issues is we've been seeing extremely cold temperatures throughout the United Kingdom. This is Brian brought up by the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and the Adapt 2030. In fact, the UK was predominantly, including Ireland, as Ginger Marie, I think you could agree with me on this. Is it warmed up any in Ireland lately? Because the Adapt 2030 showed that the UK and the British Isles and Ireland was under a very significantly cold weather a couple days ago. Has it warmed up any? We can find out. Anyway, I could find out. Let's see. I think that Ginger Marie could probably be the best source for that weather information. Yeah, I agree with that. And I just asked her that, and she says, Michelle, if you could choose a man to be with, would it be Steve or Rich? It's cold and raining here. Yeah, it's cold here too. Well, for me it's comfortable, but well, let's see. If I only had the choice of those two guys, I'd probably choose Rich because, first of all, he seems to be, has a fairly successful career. And he appears to me to be a very nice man who has his act together, and he's also into figures and facts. And he said that his brother is also an engineer, so that makes it kind of nice to have somebody who understands, or family member that understands a little bit about the way I see the world around me. What's the temperature right now in Ireland, by the way? You can mention it in Celsius, you can mention it in Fahrenheit. Please specify which unit you're using so I don't get confused. His hot for a ginger. Who is? So we're gonna have in our area. Okay, it's the same temperature here, 17 degrees Celsius. It's not bad. I like it. I went outside wearing them right now, and it was comfortable out there. As you saw in my morning live stream, I didn't get a chance to watch to see if anybody actually chatted on that, but I'm sure that people have chatted and I didn't see it. Do you think you want to hear it? Probably not, because the fact of the matter is, as long as sure we can play it, but I think it would bore people to tears. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Bore people to tears part. And let's see. Well, let me take a look and see here if I can pull up some newsworthy stuff. Okay, let me just check something. You guys can't see my screen anyway, so it makes it a little easier. So let me just go here and just check and see if there's anything exciting in the news. Right now, it's weekend, so unfortunately all the good news sites are not here. There's nothing here. I want to read you the question originally asked me out on the wire because once I explain some of this here, he says here, talks about a couple things here. He says, okay, here we go. Quick question, what should we do when people with mental health issues do not know they have issues and do not want any therapy? And I responded to that question. And let me see if I can find the actual question here, because it's part from the show from last night. And I said to him in my reply, where is it? You dirty son of a nutcracker. Come on, cursor, get down here. I said to him, I am unsure. Perhaps similar to how we talk to our loved ones about substance abuse issues or physical health concerns. It depends on the type of person. It may be a topic that may be an uphill battle. Why would I say that? Why would I say it may be an uphill battle? Well, the truth is that some people live in a world of denial. Okay, and the ones that live in denial are almost impossible to get people to understand what the reality is of what's going on, because they don't want to accept that they have mental health issues. After all, my mom and dad had a hard time trying to tell me that because of my legal blindness, is that I would have a hard time doing a lot of things. Let's see. U.S. ambassador to Israel. We're throwing billions of dollars to Palestinians. Peace is not a millimeter closer. No shit. Mental Health Mysteries Part 2. Yeah, that's 1 hour and 11 minutes. I don't think I'm going to watch that right now. That's on the Conflict Radio official. Kim Jong-un wants to visit Russia to meet Putin. That's on RT.com. Mueller stunts Washington, D.C. with who we just subpoenaed. No one saw this coming at all. These are pretty short news pieces. Let me play this one, guys, so you can hear this one here about what they said about Mueller. Comes from Next News Network.
When this news story came across my desk, I was actually stunned. I had no idea. This was out of left field. Why would they be subpoenaing this guy? Washington, of course, stunned as well with who Robert Mueller just subpoenaed. Nobody saw this coming. Jim Hoff of the Gateway Pundit reports that the witch hunt has now led to Jerome Corsi. Jerome Corsi, Special Counsel Robert Mueller subpoenaed him on Wednesday for questioning. Mueller is going after Roger Stone, apparently that's the connection, for his 24-word exchange with Guccifer 2.0 during the 2016 election. Now, to date, 80% of Robert Mueller's junk indictments have been against Russians who will never face a U.S. court because they will never visit the United States. Jerome Corsi, he's an author, he's a political commentator with connections to the former Trump advisor Roger Stone, has been subpoenaed to testify before the grand jury in the special counsel investigation into the Russia election interference and whether Trump associates conspired with the effort. That's according to his lawyer. Corsi appeared on Bill O'Reilly's program promoting his book Killing the Deep State, where he ripped the mask off of Mueller and his band of conspirators. Take a look.
Is Robert Mueller, the special prosecutor, who is a Republican, he is a Republican, is he part of the deep state, in your opinion, that wants Trump out?
I think the way he's acted and going back through his career, that he's been a deep state operative. He may be registered as a Republican, but going back to the Mark Rich pardon, where he played a role, again, with excusing Clinton on the Mark Rich pardon, it continues through his career. He was at the FBI during the HSBC investigation, and I played a major role in exposing that when a banker from Long Island brought me 1,000 pages of clearly money laundered accounts. And Mueller was head of the FBI, didn't detect this massive money laundering scandal going on. Comey was on the board of HSBC. I mean, this, I think, was a massive scandal, and no one went to prison.
So you believe that Mueller is part of the crew,
yes,
the lifelong bureaucrats that had no use for Trump, doesn't want Trump in there, wants to get him out. Comey's part of that crew. But remember, Mueller was
deep state, and the deep state I take to go back to the George H.W. Bush administration, when you had a group of people who were more New World Order, beginning in the bureaucracy, in very high positions in the bureaucracy, including the Justice Department, the FBI, the CIA, IRS. These are people who think, America is obsolete. The Constitution needs to be rewritten, that we should move beyond borders. We should be part of the world.
Yeah, the one world crew.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, certainly under Barack Obama, the one world crew grew in power and numbers in 8 years.
And it is the one world crew who is working to take out President Trump. Now, I can guarantee you that Corsi scored no points with Robert Mueller in the deep state with that book. Now, the lawyer David Gray said that he anticipates investigators for special counsel Robert Mueller to ask Corsi about his discussions with Stone, who appeared to publicly predict in 2016 that WikiLeaks planned to publish material damaging to Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. Stating, quote, he fully intends to comply with the subpoena, Mr. Gray said, adding that the subpoena was not specific about the topic, but that he and his client anticipated it has to do with his communications with Roger Stone. Of course, he did respond to the Gateway Pundit that he has no comment at this time. Mueller is going after anybody who supports Trump, anybody, even connected to Roger Stone. I mean, when are they going to subpoena me? I interviewed the guy once, you know? Sheesh. My goodness. Totally out of left field. Jerome Corsi. I mean, who would have thought that was going to happen? Comment below. Subscribe for updates. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi.
Okay. That's the kind of BS we have to deal with. This Robert Mueller jerk. I'm sorry, he is a true jerk. He is an insult to humanity. He's an insult to anything, any kind of... Why doesn't he just give it up already? Okay, so let's see what else we got here. Conflict radio official. Okay. Interesting stuff here, but I don't want to get into all this stuff long. If you go to my subscriptions... Oh, here's one for Irish Marie. I'm not going to read this out, play this out, because it's a little long. It's from RT.com. Well, it's not that long. It's only 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Okay, play it. Let Irish hear this, Irish, and see what she can tell us about this. This is about the Irexit freedom in Ireland.
Despite the controversy surrounding Brexit, the UK's decision to go it alone has inspired people in other countries. A new political party in Ireland, whose mission will be for Dublin to quit the EU, is being officially launched later on Saturday. The Irexit for Freedom Party wants independence from Brussels. It will seek to put the Irish people themselves in charge of all spheres of life. The party plans to run candidates for the upcoming national and European elections. Ray Bassett, a former Irish ambassador and one of the backers of Irexit for Freedom, says that the party still wants good economic relations with Europe.
If Ireland left the European Union, I would like us to stay in the European Economic Area. And I think the whole idea of moving around the Erasmus programs, they're all very good, but they shouldn't come with a political price that you have to sort of beef up your military, that you have to change your tax system, that, you know, you have difficulty in holding on to public utilities. It's the political part of the European Union which is scaring people off. The Irish government's attitude to the Brexit negotiations at the moment is completely baffling. It's quite clear that our interest lies in getting the United Kingdom a good deal because we are so dependent. There's some people in Ireland who have still got lingering agoraphobia, and they would be quite prepared to be much more hardline, even if it damaged our interests, as long as it damaged the United Kingdom. I find that argument perverse.
Meanwhile, a recent poll found that just 11% of Irish citizens want their country to leave the European Union. Some people told us why it may be a bad idea.
The benefits that Ireland's had from being a member of the EU since '73 is absolutely incredible. I think it would be absolutely devastating for our country if we were to leave it, so no, I would definitely not be voting for that.
What do we benefit from leaving and what do we lose for leaving? So you'd have to sit down and have a good look at that before you do anything else.
Joining Britain now, I'd say, would be a disaster.
I don't really think it's a good idea for Ireland to leave the EU because we're kind of an island nation on the western bits of Europe, so I suppose Ireland's benefited a lot from the EU.
Support for Irexit is low, but going forward, because we will be the first party making an argument for Ireland to leave the EU and take back its democratic powers, as we make the case, the popularity of the cause will increase for sure. The political and media class in Ireland are almost to a man and woman completely pro-EU. We, as Irexit Freedom Party, will be almost like rebels with a cause, those fighting for freedom, those going, we will be the contrarians. And in electoral terms, that is a good position to be in.
Well, you know what, Ginger Marie, I kind of agree with you that I think Ireland may actually be in bad shape if they decide to break away. I do remember that there was a lot of debt owed to EU because of funding. So yes, you're right. I think Ireland would be very bad for them to leave the EU because, as one of the requirements I seem to understand, is that it means you got to pay the money that you owe, and the Irish system right now doesn't have the extra money. Irish James Marie said, England leaving the European Union will stir all the troubles again between the North and South Ireland. Yeah, it's possible. It's very possible. I know about the black and tans, or the history of the two forces. But what about if the day comes when maybe the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland could do something together? Because I got a feeling, Michelle, it's not going to work, because the people of Northern Ireland want to stay with the UK. They don't want to leave, okay? And that's the problem. So if it came down to the British Isles, United Kingdom leaving, right now the way it is that the Republic of Ireland has got the EU protecting them as a bloc. Imperialism is disgusting. Yeah, well, somehow the idea of having sovereignty, it's just like I was mentioning about how it would be nice to own your own piece of land, same thing, Nobody wants to live under somebody else's thumb. May it be a landlord or another government body. However, let's be honest, we all do live under another government entity. May it be me, Connecticut, and then the federal government, or Ireland and under the EU, or even the Northern Ireland being a part of the EU. That's why the reason why they don't have a problem right now is because they're both kind of indirectly in the EU. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. Read about Michael Collins and the 1916 Rising, I will. Are you wrong that Northern Ireland falls under British ruling? So when the British, Irish, right, well, I guess I need to double check my history on that. I do know some of it from Andrew Greeley. But what's clearly evident is that the taste of freedom is always going to be a taste that's going to be very hard to duplicate. The wind that shakes the barley. The wind that shakes the barley. Okay. As I said, I know something about the history of the of Republic of Ireland and the Northern Ireland, but not much. Does anybody have any other questions they would like to ask? Our phone numbers are on 860. Let me give the phone number here, rating, just for those of you who don't know it. If you're calling from outside the United States, you need to use the one, because technically that is a country code. Our studio line is 1-860-738-63. So that is our number. If you're calling from within the United States on a cell phone, you can skip the one, because you don't need the country code. You can add it. It doesn't hurt, but it's not really needed. And it's just an example of some of the things that I, seriously find hard to understand. Okay, volcano discovery, volcanoes today. YouTube, markets, business, commodities, wheat prices. Okay. So we have some more articles from Gone Fishing. You don't mind if I cover some more real world news, do you guys? Not that Ireland and Northern Ireland isn't real world news. It certainly is. Let's see, Irish Ginger says, okay, my great granddad was in the IRA and fought for Irish freedom. Yeah, I know a lot of families did. And it was a mess then because originally the whole country of Ireland was under British rule. And it must have been a real mess. All right, so I got some real news stories I do want to cover. They just came up from Gone Fishing from Perth, Australia. So let's take a quick look at these articles here. The first one is a video. Let me see. Let me snap, believe in it. I don't know what this is about. Environment is mostly music, so let's see if I can get, if there's any actual text that I can read to you guys, because this is, for those of you who don't know, this is just music right now. I don't want to play all this music, so let's see, is there any comments on this? This is just a mental thing going through my mind. I want to, all the time, so that's a music video, it sounds like. It's a poem. My biggest rule is when you're at your will, you commit. Oh boy. Well, I'll leave the link there so you guys can follow that one. So let's go to the next one. The next one is called Market Business Insider Commodities and the Price of Wheat. Now, wheat is one of the important things that we use as our cereal grains in the world. Right now, the price of wheat is down 185 euros. Official close, okay. But the price is still high, really high. It's at 185 euros. That is enormous. It started, price closed at 203 euros. Is that per ton? Or is that, I think it's per metric ton. I don't think it's, so news for wheat. I'm not going to go through all these right now, but, you can look at these articles. Wheat from the Pacific Northwest heading toward war-torn Yemen. Yeah. Okay, so let me take it the last one. This comes from Volcanoes Discovery Today. It says, I'm just pulling these up real quick here. Volcanoes Today, September 8th, 2018. Fuego Volcano, Popocatépetl, Krakatoa, Sangay, Yasur, Sabancaya, and Elba. Let's put it this way. It looks like these guys, a lot of articles on the status of the different volcanoes, and I don't really have time to go through all that because I do appreciate your pieces. The thing is I will be honest, it is a lot of details, and unfortunately, a good portion of my audience is not heavily into me reading long articles. They tend to get really upset when they do. So I will just say is if you go to the North American Snow Queen Radio chat, you can see the comments there about the articles. It says, let's go back for here. Imperialism discussed Michelle 1960 ruling rising. You still ruling Northern Ireland falls under British ruling, so that the British pull out the EU, they will do. I believe it. Watch the movie. Okay, you read that. My great grandfather fought. There's a studio line. Oh, goody! I didn't miss reading Circle. Well, I'm not going to read the articles. Guys are huge, but you can certainly click on them yourself and look at the pieces. For that reason, I'm not going to read them because it'll make my eyes hurt. What is it? Several friends that are first generation Irish over here. Yeah, I think I think Nicola Sturgeon still wants to get out of the UK. Nicola Sturgeon still does, and wants Scotland to be independent. And Scotland did want to continue to stay in the EU, even if the UK itself left. That is definitely something that the Scots want. They don't like the fact that Westminster has basically turned them into almost like a kiddie toy. My wife is from Bar, Scotland, but she doesn't keep up Scotland and what went out of Britain the last time. We have several friends that are first generation Irish over here. LG immigration from the 1980s has repeated itself. From 2012 to 2018, most young Irish under 30 have emigrated to Australia. Why would they go to Australia? Probably because they don't want to deal with all the bullshit. That might be very well. Yeah, that would make sense, right? So why would you want to have to deal with be part of the bullshit that's being dragged into everybody's life? So, geez, one of those days. But you know what's funny though? Speaking of Frexit, yes. Marine Le Pen was originally pushing France leaving the EU, and then Macron won instead. I kind of feel bad for Marine Le Pen because Marine Le Pen is like me in a lot of ways. It's very outspoken. And what Macron, now the French are saying is we made a mistake. Oops. Yeah. My brother is in Sydney for nearly 7 years. How does that work anyway with immigration from Ireland? How does it work for me to immigrate to Ireland? There was things like Home Office in the UK. A nightmare of paperwork. And right now the UK is a mess. No kidding. Thanks to the illegal migrants that came in. Well, I could kind of see why. I think fame like that would do good in Australia, because in the summertime he gets this big, thick, heavy coat of fur, and then in the wintertime he loses it all. It means I get piles of cat hair all over the house in the wintertime. Fortunately, he's just about done shedding, so it'll be easy to clean up after him. But I swear to God, he's actually cat from the land down yonder, because you look at the way he sheds in the summer. He gets a thick coat in the summer, and then in the winter he sheds like crazy. You'd think he'd be cold. It doesn't seem to get cold. It doesn't. But he likes to snuggle up to keep warm. Living Golden, the cast living out there is unbelievably, working to survive. But my brother bought his own house, and has rented out. Michelle now has Australian citizenship. Is it relatively easy to get Australian citizenship? I haven't really looked into. I know that Ben Heck is planning to move his family to Australia, and he was going to work with Dave Jones on the EE Vlog channel, on the sub-channel called EE Dumpster Hack. And I haven't seen any new content, even though Ben Heck had made a public video saying that he was moving to Australia in the summer. Well, summer has come and gone. They're talking about America summer, I think. And he still hasn't had any videos yet. Cost, star. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of strange when you think about it. I'd wait until retirement and live off my savings like the cultural opportunities in Sydney. I'd wait to retirement and live off my savings. I like all the cultural opportunities in Sydney. And not a cost. In other words, you're saying it does not cost a lot of money, or you're saying it does cost a lot of money? Because you show cost as having 2 stars. So I guess you're saying it's moderately expensive. Well, I know that for me to go to the EU or go to Finland, that is really expensive. No, I could easily go to Norway. My mom is Norwegian. Yeah. Except the only problem is that Norway is another Nordic country that's got issues of its own with migrants. In fact, the Norwegian government has said, honestly, guys, this is just paraphrasing it, we're full. Don't come here. So I think that it would be a real challenge for me to go to Norway. Even if I did go in a family visa to go to Norway, I really kind of would like to go to Finland. Finland would be kind of cool, but Finland is, it's easy to immigrate to Finland if you're part of the EU, because they are in the EU, but if you're not in the EU, paperwork can drive you crazy. By the way, what's the biggest problem with Norway? Cost. Norway, for those of you who do not know, is one of the most expensive of the northern European countries because everything has to be mostly imported because they have shorter growing seasons and So Norway is a little bit expensive. Not as expensive, say, going to the Northwest Territories of Canada or to Alaska, North Slope Lake Barrows, or whatever they call it. See, now, the former city they used to call Barrow. Too hot, too many bugs, too many dangerous animals that want to turn me into a dinner. Yeah, definitely. I like to try to get away from the heat. What about Greenland? After all, that is your territory. You could go to the southwest Greenland. That's part of Denmark. I could go, sure, I could even go to Svalbard in Norway. But the problem is every single one of these places is going to cost a lot of money. Japan's expensive. Oh, no, Japan's not super expensive, but it's overcrowded. And then the cost of living is high in Japan because it's so overpopulated. But I'll tell you one country I would not go to because of reasons that's very simple. Is China. As Separenza has pointed out, if you were a foreign national and you want to go to China, you will remain for life. Even if you marry a Chinese person, a foreign national, and you will not be able to get a Chinese citizenship or Chinese work visa for the majority of the people. I don't know how Japan's policies are, but I got a feeling it's probably pretty challenging. There are videos on that topic, by the way, you can check out. Okay. But Japan also is definitely got one thing, and that is it's a very, very populated country. And that's no joke. Japan is extremely populated. New York and Tokyo have a lot in common. One of the things is that they're cities that do not have a quiet time in either city. And it may not be super expensive, but I have to be honest, I don't know how I would fit in with Japan. I see I'm a cone that looks like a person with crying and wiping their face with a tissue. What about, okay, so if you seriously were to go to another country, if you were serious, what one would you go to? What's going to avoid? Ones I'd avoid, for a variety of reasons, including cost, is the Norway would be one I would avoid, only because it's one of the most expensive of the countries. It's not the most expensive. It is one of the more expensive. London, England, forget it. You can't afford to go London. Another country, now we're going from worse to better. Italy, it's just a mess, as the most of coastal Europe and Central Europe. People Peace talks a lot about Bulgaria. I wonder if Bulgaria actually might have cheaper land deals for people to come into Bulgaria. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't really studied what's going on in Bulgaria. Yeah. It is amazing to think about when you say super low crime, and the fact is that everybody's respectable in a country that is so populated. Contrast that to India. India, super high population, certainly not low crime, and certainly not respectful of each other. Let's just explain more in detail in the documentary, but in short, I saw a video on the Snow Queen, and all of a sudden I felt that was my calling, and I spent time in prayer with Mother God, Father God, and I said to myself, is this what I was supposed to be? And after a couple of weeks of thinking about what I saw on TV and what I know about why I love and why I love winter so much, Mother explained to me that there would be a new positions opening up. This is back in 2011 now. She said starting in 2012, we're going to be creating the Weather Steward program. I've told you about many times over. And in the Weather Steward program was that everybody would be able, there would be 7 regions of the world, somewhat similar in layout to the Phytonut node list, 7 zones. Each zone have 4 positions for 4 stewards, and so there'll be a total of 28 people. And so for those of you who didn't know, that was the original plan, but it turns out there was a couple people that wanted to only do, nobody wanted to do certain seasons, other people wanted to do 2 or 3 seasons. And so things kind of got changed around a lot. But the official rule is that there's 4 stewardesses in each zone of the 7 zones. Even though, honestly, several people have taken several zones for themselves. And they can have multiple zones if no one else can test it. And if there are multiple people who want the zones, they can actually work together and subdivide the zones into smaller zones. For example, take my zone. My zone's huge, which did originally include Texas. I gave that to the Weather Steward of South America. Miss Cat, please don't step on my keyboard. Okay, I know you love me and I know you want to be friendly, but I do not need to have cat fur in my cat keyboard. Potential necking people offline. So anyway, the point was, so I said to the Weather Steward that did South America, Central America, I said, you want to take care of Texas? I said, because I don't really think that Texas would appreciate cold, hard winters. And so I gave voluntarily the people of South America, Texas. because they did South and Central America. And that is one of the zones. And then I still have the Southwest Greenland, United States, except for Texas and Canada. So I still got a lot of territory. Technically, I need to live in the territory I rule. I can't be an absentee Snow Queen. I have to be actually living in the territory I rule. So if I'm going to be located, say, in the UK, I have to basically, for example, I have to abdicate my throne and give it to somebody else. If I was to live in, say, Southwest Greenland, I could still be the Snow Queen because that's still my territory. If I wanted to live in, say, China, which is under somebody else's control, I'd have to abdicate my throne. Same thing with Australia, except Joey of Brisbane said he doesn't want to do winter. Fane, will you stop rubbing the microphone, please? I know. Yeah, I know. You like rubbing things. Big cat. Let me show you my big kitty. I'm a big cat now. Yeah. How did me and Lumi become one? Well, you want to tell a story? You want me to tell it? Why don't I tell a story? Originally, Mother asked me if, because me and Michelle had already written in their life chart that we wanted to join together, but Mother Asna added to the life chart and said, well, the only way you guys can become one is if Michelle actually invites you to come in, because this is her term on Earth. And so, as I was working with Michelle to train her for the role as North American Snow Queen, cat, you shed. I know he does. Oh, cat hair everywhere. That's why I push the keyboard underneath the computer, because I don't want cat hair on my keyboard. So, Michelle, I think he's coming towards the phone. No. Come on. No. Oh, big pussy cat. Anyway, so, you gonna finish? Yeah, I'll finish. So, until that time, Mother Asna said I would continue to work Michelle's spirit guide, which I did for a long time. And then when Mother Asna asked me to be Michelle's teacher about being responsibly being Snow Queen, Michelle and I got into some talking, and Michelle said, I think we were meant to be together, and so she says, hey, you want to hang out with me? You want to be with me? Do you want to work with me on this Snow Queen role? And then she remembered something about her role or her life chart and said that me and her would be joined if she chooses to accept me as her body partner, because the fact is that she always felt that there was an emptiness in her mind, like a vacancy, like a bunch of empty rooms that needed somebody to fill them. And so she asked me, and I said yes. And so we just kind of decided to get together. And then on May of 2011, we were officially joined by Mother Asna, after we had been dating for a few months. Yeah, it was kind of interesting. So I know you aren't a radio station, you don't take requests. So how do you manipulate the weather based on what logic? I do take requests, believe it or not. I've always, that's one of the reasons I email is in every single video. If you ever need one particular request, you can send me a request. The logic is based upon the temperatures, the barometric pressures, the place in the different meteorological things, such as the Pacific decadal oscillation, the Atlantic decadal oscillation, the North Atlantic oscillation, the PDO, the PDQ, all these things, the jet streams, the temperatures, the ice thickness. So everything I do is based on Also, the hydrology reports, how dry it is, how moist it is, you know, what areas need rain, what areas don't need rain. And then I work to try to find a way to bring balance during my season so we get just the right amount of rain and get things ready for the spring season. So it's a complicated job, but I've gotten pretty good at doing it without even thinking about it. So sweet. Are you on the V? Let's see. Anything new in the chats on here? I see some new chats in the bottom of the screen, but okay. Yeah, she wondered what she meant by V, Jen. She needs to explain that to her. Well, I don't see any comments here. I thought I saw comments. Okay. Haha, no. What does that mean? I'm on the V. You mean Voyager? Viagra? God darn it, LOL. Well, she doesn't know what V is, and neither do I. Let me show you something. Mr. Lazy Big Cat has taken over my entire keyboard and hijacked the whole damn thing. Oh, now I'm going to take you over your camera spot. Screw you. Get over there. Come on. Get down. Get down. Okay. So, really, a long story, but still very interesting story about how we got started. Any messages, emails? I can't tell from here because unfortunately I don't have that screen open. I don't have my iPhone with me. Let me just take a look over here, pop a window, open this, and let's see. Any emails? Take a look at this. Anyway, I don't really like this new Gmail format at all. I think that Gmail kind of made things a little more time-consuming to load the graphics. Before it used to be so much easier. Nah, nothing new. It's the same old BS. So, go back to pop the questions up here. Viagra. I am a 3x3 in Maria. Well, I have no idea what you were talking about, so we're just, trying to fill in the blanks when you just say the letter V. By the way, what do you think of my big kitty cat? He's a handful, that's for sure. Big cat. I'm a big cat, and I want a big cereal. Karaoke and disco later. You see, you like asthma. So right now it's kind of slow. It's a little slow. It's 2:57. God, we still gotta find something for an hour to do. We still got, yeah, it would be nice. Anybody want to call the show? Because, like, we had a great show yesterday, and so what percent of weather requests do you able to fulfill? And when you and me were dating, was it like traditional dating? Well, actually, I haven't had a lot of requests, but of the few I've gotten, I would say about 80% completion rate of the few I got. As far as traditional dating, it was more like living roommates kind of dating. Sing to you. What would you want to sing? I don't know. Think of something. What to sing? 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 Oh, I don't know. Something quick and short. Okay. Okay. How short can we go? Well, just sing the first, you sing Amazing Grace better than me. And don't ask me to sing You Light Up Your Life by Debbie Moon. That's more Michelle's song. Yeah, yes, I know Arizona can use some rain. And you're right, they sure can. In fact, Diamond from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project said the same thing, that they're a little bit short on rain right now. Okay, let's see. Oh boy, what song to sing? Just keep it short, Limbas. I don't think we want to turn this into a musical interlude. Okay. Please release me, let me go, for I don't love you anymore. To live our lives would be a sin. Release me and let me love again. Okay. There we go. That was a short one. You gotta practice just the words this time. Yeah, it was only part of the first paragraph. Being realistic, you can't make 20 inches of snow in Miami, right? No, because there's too much warm air over Miami. It's too close to the equatorial regions. However, as Diamond from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project has shown, that doesn't necessarily preclude snow in parts of South Africa. So it could happen in higher altitudes. After all, you can have snow in Saudi Arabia. You could probably get some snow in Miami, but not 20 inches of it. Now my turn. I got a crush on you, sweetie pie, all the day and night time. We will try the world apart in mine much, 'cause I got a crush, my baby, on you. Do, do, do. I forget their stories. That's cute. Okay. Okay. I asked you a question about, you said, and I explained about this weather, and I asked you a question about, and I also said, I see another one here. Beautiful voice. It's more of a statement. It's not really a. Michelle, sing that to Rich. I bet he'll make him. Actually, they originally wanted me to have it do a singing debut on their show. I don't really know if they're gonna be able to kind of use it in music. Let's see. I like a lot of older music. Let's see. Do I love the song by Judy Wright and Tom T. Hall? Tom T. Hall. Are You Mine? Oh my God! I'd have to replay the '78 and practice it. Let's see. What other ones, something short, Michelle. Something short, okay. Or at least something, okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to think of something, and I know so many damn songs, and I'm just trying to find one that I can sing. Well, why don't you sing a little bit of the "You Light Up My Life" by Debbie Bruin, since you know that one? A little bit of it, okay. Some lonely nights I sit by my window, waiting for someone to sing me his song. Someone, I forgot the rest of it. You gotta practice it. I'll get up. Okay, bye. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's see. Are you mine? Are you mine? Okay, let's see if I can remember the words to that one. Okay. That's your lines. I know. Are you mine? Are you mine? To be mine. Are true? Are you promise to be true? And then, of course, you sing the chorus. I know. Yes, I am. Yes, sir. Yeah, okay. I'll have to practice that one. That's a great song by Ginny Wright and Tom Tall. I'm gonna practice that. Yes, Rich, you kind of did, because after we got the basic news in and some of the other news, we kind of got into a little bit on the silly department, and that usually happens that way around here. And we also talked a little bit about which kinds of cooking vessels make the best bells, even though you probably didn't really hear much about that. I did some testing. Okay. Oh, let's see. The Tennessee walls. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Okay. Oh, I know one song I could sing a little bit about. You want to sing it with me? Well, this is very commonly known from the days of Huckleberry Hound. You want to sing it or you want me to sing it? Why don't we both sing it one at a time? Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine. Was forever. Oh, my darling Clementine. That's me. Now leave me too. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine. What was lost is gone forever. Oh, my darling Clementine. Now let's sing it together. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine. What was lost is gone forever. Oh, my darling Clementine. There we go. Tennessee Walls. Let's see. There's a place in the sun. Okay. I am drunk as hell, Michelle. Making me okay. God. Alright, yeah, because it's drinking time in Ireland! It's 7 o'clock your time! Actually, it's 8:06 Irish time. Let's see. A place where nobody dare to go. Down the nose, they call it Xanadu. What are you doing, Dusty? The other cat shoving his ass in the camera. Yeah, I'm gonna shove the world. I got big units. Oh, please. Come on. Watch out. He keeps his claws extra sharp. Extra sharp for extra grab. Ow! Great kitty, but his claws are insane. Let's see. Okay. Understandable. So, the thing is on the YouTube, I can't play records and sing with the records. Because I'm always at the mercy of getting a strike. On Discord, I can play music all day long, and they don't give a shit. James Mariah husband keeps giving me funny looks from laughing. Why don't you put a pair of cans on him so he can hear what's going on? That sounds like an answer. Your cats are big, but my Sheldon is still bigger than that old Michelle, and he's not fat. He's a monster. Yeah, some breed cats are bigger than other cats. Technically, looking at Rusty, it's kind of hard to say if he's fat or not. I definitely say he's overweight, but the vet said to me is that overall, for the most part, he's doing pretty good. Love me a big tomcat. Well, there's another song I think I remember. That was Tiny Page. No, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about 16 tons. Yeah. 16 tons where you get pile headaches and a mountain of debt. That's Michelle's. That's Limmy's version. That's why it's hard to wait Dad to leave. He already thinks I'm crazy. Mama, he's crazy. Yeah, cute one. Party levelist. No, that's the Judds. Oh, okay. Let's see. Rhythm of the Rain. Yeah, that's another one. The problem is I can't always come up with songs I can sing by myself. I usually have to sing the words, and then I can get them pretty good. So maybe what we could do is when we're not doing a live stream on YouTube, to avoid copyright strikes, maybe we can play some records and then sing another. Oh, okay. I was just going to say what Michelle was, is then she could do that on Discord because they won't give her a copyright strike if she's singing to the record player on Discord, and then she can belt out a few tunes and not have to worry about copyright strikes. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. So every time I sing otherwise, I have to sing on my own. Alone on a hill, a man with a foolish grin is sitting perfectly still. No one seems to know him. They see he's just a fool. I got it backwards. But the fool on the hill, that's why I don't. You'll have to practice that tomorrow. I kind of forgot the words. Help, I need somebody, help, not just anybody, help, I need someone, help. Okay, mine as well, okay. I'm familiar with YouTube rules. If a song is public domain, can you play it? No, because a German music teacher said on the 1965 rules in German copyright that he thought he could go ahead and add music from his personal library. That was prior to 1965 under German copyright law. Well, YouTube gave him a whole bunch of copyright strikes regardless. I guess they were using American copyright law for the music instead of German copyright law. So, unfortunately, even though he appealed it, they said, tough nookies. So he can't even do that. Right. Hummingbird feeders. We don't even have any hummingbirds around here. No. I don't think I know. Let's see. What I would do is, seriously, guys, if you really want to hear me sing, I think it would have to be on Discord, and I don't even know if I could even put the video on Google Drive without risk of getting a copyright strike. But I could not post a video on Facebook. I cannot post a video on YouTube. I could post a link on Discord, but the problem is that under the fair use and fair, what they call safe harbor rules, I don't think I can successfully, legally, safely even paste it on Google Drive, which means that technically I would have to put the music on my own web server, which I don't have anymore. I know some Ring of Fire app. Okay, hi Sonia, how you doing today? Right now we're in the kind of the more silly part of the show. I see, Sonia, how you doing? Marie, since Marie says hello. And going down in the Ring of Fire, yep. That's I'm going. I like the song there, I Walk the Line. I walk the line. Let's see. To be true. Okay, I'm trying to remember the words. Na 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 na. I walk the line. The whole time I sound like. I like this whole song here. Let's see if you guys can know this one. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometime. I always forget the rest of the words, but I remember it's fine when I'm playing it with the radio, but I keep forgetting it. Lynn Anderson's I have to go once in loud mode. Sheesh, just a few more for me, Ginge. By Rich, by Michelle. Thanks for the concert, no problem. We'll see, but for the Discord people, you might be able to hear more of me put some more music on, and I can record it on MP3, and then you guys can hear it as a replay. That's an idea. That's an idea of not doing nothing on Thursday. Nothing on Thursday or Tuesday. I know, I understand. Not everybody's got any singing ability at all. I don't even really have that good of a voice. Some say I do, some say I don't. It all depends, I guess. I suppose just like what it is when you have this concept of beer goggles, if you're drinking enough, I guess even a screaming cat can sound musical. Dear. Yeah, I will consider doing something with music. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, Tony Orlando and Don. Yeah, I like the song "Take It." I like the song "Take It, Letter Maria." That's one of my favorites. What about some Cat Stevens? Dun 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 dun. Here's the chorus. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. Do 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 do. Don't have to get by with a smile, girl. Do 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 do. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. Do do do. Down with a girl. Okay. Hey, my friend, did you get your new mic? You're talking about Lixor masks, or yeah, I think she's talking about Lixor masks and the microphone that I think was being arranged so he could have a better mic so people could hear him better. Yeah, okay. What about Steve-O? He needs a better setup. He needs one of those Bluetooth headsets because seriously, well, then he won't be able to tongue his microphone hole. Tongue his microphone hole. Come on, Lou. Seriously. Seriously, tongue his microphone hole. Oh. Yeah. Maybe you should put some artificial lips on it. It's a small, tiny hole, I know. I mean, it's like tiny little lip stickers. Oh, God. And the way some people love to do this, some musicians will do this, they'll eat the microphone. Oh my God. That's the proximity effect, dynamic mics, I love that. In fact, I got an email, it was delivered today. Okay, so he did get it today. I guess the post wasn't too slow for him. Yeah, that was fast. What kind of microphone did you get him? What would you do to Rich? I've explained this once before, guys. I'm going to explain it once more. First of all, if it's a date, and it had been a date, we would be dating for time before anything happened. Okay? But I don't think that it's ever going to happen. Because the reality is me and Mitch have mutually kind of agreed that we want to keep it as professional only at this point. I'm going to say at this point, I'll leave some slight opportunity for the future, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I'm in North Carolina, so he probably got it through Amazon then. So he's saying is this that slight opportunity. Okay. Michelle, would you kiss him slow or explained already, guys. I believe in a courtship period of at least a year. I'm still very strongly a bit old-fashioned on that way. Okay, where a long courtship period. Michelle would still be wearing a corset if she had one. Yeah, my last one kind of broke. Let's see. Didn't send you an SS hangout in the email. Say, Michelle, I'm not ripping my kilt off for some punk. It's too dangerous in this day and age to rush out there and do anything. It's all the people that just because what you see on TV is not the way it's really always in the best interest of humanity. We've covered this before. Fame. Okay, so we've seen Rusty and we've seen Dusty, and now the cat that shits. Come on, Fame. Mr. Fame the cat has got now his new Australian winter coat. Yeah, but spring's almost upon him in Australia. Yeah. Stupid cat. That's why he sheds in the winter, autumn, and he gets this furry, thick thing in the summertime, and then I end up having to pick up cat hair all over the place. Let's see. No sixer. Let's see. It says I'm not going. Okay. And of course, Sonia XOX. I love this cat. Like, let me sing to me. Let's see. I'm trying to think of something I know the words of. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I'm not really too many songs in my head. I almost feel like saying the same thing Adam Savage said. I know all the songs from the 70s, but it seems like my head is clogged. I can't sing anything from the radio because, unfortunately, the copyright system on YouTube would drive me apeshit. And especially when I play any kind of music accompanying it. Goddamn Digital Millennium Copyright Act. You have to basically fuck it up for everybody, don't you? I haven't heard a cat sell at the radio ad for a while because I'm not running an ad. The show hasn't been running the ad the whole time. No. In fact, if you have been listening, you haven't heard me talk about Tunnel Bear lately either. But Michelle still advertises Tunnel Bear. I still advertise Tunnel Bear, I just haven't really run any new ads about it. However, given what we know about the deep state behaviors since we discussed yesterday, Tunnel Bear is still going to remain, actually any VPN is going to be the tool that is going to keep your connections from PRISM and NSA, CIA, and FSB and other intelligence sucking groups, including Google and Facebook, secure. Well, I don't know about Facebook. If you post on Facebook, it's still in the public knowledge. Yeah, okay. Let's see. But anyway, as far as the music goes, as I said, is maybe... Let's see, what's the weather going to be for the next few days? I don't know. It's going to be mild for the next few days. But what are you thinking? Well, tomorrow's going to be cooler, so... And maybe you could do it sometime today if you wanted to do some YouTube recording of music and then upload it onto Discord. Even though I upload it onto Discord, Discord is like, I don't know how many people are going to listen to it. The phone has been on the whole time, guys. Oh, it's been off the hook the whole time. Oops. Sorry, guys. Yes, we are taking phone calls. I just forgot the phone was off the hook. So, yes, the number is for landline people and for those outside of the United States, I will include their country code. And 738 8463. Okay, that is the number. I forgot the phone was off the hook. No wonder why it's been quiet. I didn't know it was off the hook, seriously. It is on the hook now. She can go live on Discord. That's not a problem. That's the other thing that's still open. We still have our Discord link online, too. So people can join the Discord. Please, Maria, I miss you. Oh, it's really getting to be awful. Well, yeah, why don't you come on, Gentry, on Discord? Discord's open right now, and we could entertain the public. Hi, everybody. I'm good, Ted. Huh? Where is Krista been lately, Michelle? I'm sure Jim Bob has been missing her. She's downstairs. Gonna see if I can try to get her up here for the Sunday show. Or maybe Monday. I don't know what her schedule is. I have to check it with her and see what she said. And no, she's not mad at me. This side would be good for Krista because she could watch the chats. Yeah. Absolutely, she could watch the chats. I'm sure... Okay, get schedule is open. Hi, Jim, says Sonia. BP says hello there. Hi, BP, how you doing? I accidentally left the phone off the hook by mistake, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I went on a secret date with Chris. I got busy. Yeah, you told me that. Yeah, what? Hey, Rich, why don't you ever come on my show? Because he doesn't want to join the Discord. He can call on the phone. It's open now. I forgot it was off the hook. Sorry, guys. I have a hard time hearing some people, but Rich I can hear pretty clearly. So if Rich wants to join up on chat, he can call me, because he doesn't like to do Discord. Do you have friends? Yes, I do have friends in real life. But they're not into the internet thing. Go away, card on here. The phone is working.
Hello?
How you doing? Who's this?
Yeah, you there, Michelle?
Yeah, who am I talking to? Is this Jim Bob? Oh, obviously somebody that didn't want to give names. Keep it. Taking out and living the wild side. Yes, I do have friends in real life. To answer your question, but as I said, they're not into the social media thing. Except they're very passive. For those who are, they're like into the Facebook games. Some of them are not even into the Facebook stuff. They're into, reading books and, talking in person. So for them, they think that the social media stuff is a bunch of hooey. I don't particularly disagree with it. Well, that's good. Maybe you should try to hang out with them instead of... I do hang out with them. But like I said, a lot of people in Winston tend to stay to themselves, and that's the reason why it's really hard. For example, I was at the soup kitchen today, and only one person was at my table the whole time, and that was yesterday. Today, it was like nobody was at my table, it was just me. Go ahead, you're on the air.
Is this Michelle?
Yes, this is Michelle. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Tucky Balls. I got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Are you really a hermaphrodite?
Am I what?
Really a hermaphrodite?
I'm a hermaphrodite, yes. And you?
Me too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just ask you a couple questions, see if you had anything with me going on down there.
I didn't quite get that question.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you had the same thing going on down there as me.
Yeah, well, anyway, like I said, yeah, I'm a hermaphrodite. I was born that way.
Like, do you like pee out of your penis?
Very tiny one.
Or is it just like a really big clit?
It's only about maybe 1.5 centimeters at its biggest point.
Yeah, but do you pee out of your urethra? Or is it just like a really big clit?
Let me answer Kathy Najime's comment. Yeah, that's because people in Winston are not used to hermaphrodites, and they've been watching too much Jerry Springer, so they have the wrong idea what a hermaphrodite is, especially those in the soup kitchen. A lot of the people in the soup kitchen are into that kind of stuff, and it makes it hard to explain that what they're hearing on Jerry Springer is not the way it is in the real world. It sucks.
I know exactly what you're talking about, girl.
What's that?
I know exactly what you're talking about, girl. I got the same business going on down there.
I still didn't quite get what you're trying to get at.
It's like, do you pee out of your penis? Or is it just like a really big clit?
Okay, so... Well, let's put it this way.
Like when you go to the bathroom, do you like pee out of your penis, or it's just like a really big clit?
To keep it simple and not offending people, let me put it this way. I have the advantage of both, in a sense, but I can't really do much with either one, okay? Because I can't bear children, and I can't procreate with somebody else to make children. Okay, so I'm just as neutered as my cat is, if you think about it this way. In other words, I don't really have any way of procreating.
You don't got lady balls like I do?
What's that?
You don't produce semen?
I think the person is being a jerk. Wait, you piss... no, that would be an interesting idea, but no, I don't. Michelle, what's
crazy,
tell you?
I got a set of lady balls and I totally come all over the place.
Okay, let me answer the question here. As I said, my PP is only about 1.5 centimeters. It's only that small, so you really can't call it much of a pee hole. No, it's more like a urinary meatus. It's more like a urinary meatus, exactly. So it's not really useful for much else.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And it's like, have you ever, like, stuck it inside a girl?
What's that?
Have you ever, like, tried to stick it inside a girl?
Well, let's put it this way. To keep it simple, as I said, I am not completely fully female, and I'm not completely fully male. I'm kind of a little bit of both. It's kind of like the somebody... Tommy Reed's awesome. I'm a little bit country and I'm a little bit rock and roll. In other words, I'm a little bit of both. Michelle already answered that question. Michelle's just answering a question for 11 East Street. So Michelle already answered that question, Rich, about which hole. Yes, it's really small. It's so useless. You can't even do anything. Don't even try aiming it. No, you can't aim it. It's too small.
I just gotta say, I agree with that Irish girl.
Oh, right now,
she says you just got a really big clit. It's not a penis at all.
Okay, well, right now, Be a Peace wants to call, and so I can't really explain much more to you anyway because it would be impolite. So I really wish I could.
No, it's okay, girl. I got the same kind of business going on down there, except for my lady balls.
Yeah, well, right now I have another person also wants to call into the show too. So I have to understand that there's only one phone line. So, I'm not going to block anybody. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time, and besides, you didn't do anything wrong. So, would you mind if I have the other person call in that wanted to call into the show?
Oh, yeah, I was just curious about your situation. Since got the same business like with my lady ball. Okay. I'm here in the chat. You just do your thing, girlfriend. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, talk to you later. Okay, let me tip the number again here. 60. You guys really should write these numbers down. It really should. It's like so easy. After all, that's what paper's for, right? That's the number right there. Michelle is ringing the bowl was my favorite moment. Yeah, that was kind of funny. I heard that in the replay. What was he found so funny about ringing the calendar? Last show was great. Yes, it was great. It was also very energetic too when the first starting the first 20 minutes after I started. It got pretty energetic. And so let's take care of some real phone calls. Go ahead, call you on the air.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, hey, it's people. It's Pete.
I know.
I wanted to just, we'll give you a piece of advice if it's okay. I'm not being bossy. You don't have to listen.
Okay.
Look, my opinion is that you shouldn't go around telling everybody that you're a hermaphrodite, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it either. But it's like a lot of people just don't understand what it is, and they're just going to judge you.
Right,
you don't really need to
they
tell
do not
everyone.
Understand. You're absolutely right. They do not. But that's one of the reasons
so
why.
Don't tell everyone. Don't tell everyone.
But that doesn't help solve the problem. You have to understand for a minute here. Let me explain. If they were trying to not know and be stubborn, then that's different. But in this case, if people truly do not have a genuine understanding, and if you're not willing to share, then they can never learn. They only can learn if you're willing to share the information with them. And since there's only a few, 1 out of 5,000 babies is intersex or indeterminate sex, I mean, it's really hard for so many others to understand, but if we are actually taking the time to talk about it, people can learn if they choose to, or they can stick the twigs in their ears and say, screw it. It's up to them, but I really think that if we're going to have a discussion, especially now that people are open about transgenderism and hermaphrodites and...
Well, I have a question, do you support transgenderism? Because I thought you were against it.
What's that?
I thought you were against the transgender agenda.
I'm not exactly for it, but the point I'm trying to say is that the few hermaphrodites in the world would like people to understand that we are a medical condition and that we are not transgender, because that is what it's going to take. If we have to be willing to speak up and say, we're not transgender.
Well, let's not forget that the LGBT excludes you guys. They don't have an H for hermaphrodite. They exclude you.
Okay, R11 has a question for you.
Okay, all right.
He says, ask Pop how I can deal with a demonic entity that latched onto me that I can see in the mirror.
What?
He says that he sees, when he's looking in the mirror, he sees a demonic entity that is like, riding him like piggyback in the mirror, and he wants to know how we can get rid of the demonic entity.
Who is this?
R11830 asked this question.
Well, how do I know he's not joking?
Well, could you answer his question?
Well, first of all, you would need to, first of all, don't go to any medical person, like a psychologist or anything, because they're just going to say you're crazy and they're not going to help you. What you need to do is you need to go to your local Roman Catholic church. And even then, you have to be careful, because believe it or not, there are some priests that don't actually believe in demons or angels.
Right, I know that.
And there are some priests that even don't believe in Fatima, or they don't believe God has any power at all. They don't believe in miracles, nothing. Only half of priests actually probably do. So pick a good church, and a good conservative church with a good priest. Make sure he's clean, right? Because there are some priests, there is some corruption in the church. You need to pick a good priest and then just talk to him. But a priest can't necessarily help you in an emergency situation if you have a demon there right then and there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you would need to do is just call upon the name of God, okay? And then that demonic entity will leave you. But here's the catch. Even if God is protecting you from demonic entities, if you have sins in your life, demons can use those as loopholes, like alcoholism, smoking pot, gluttony. Different sins can open up doorways for demons. And God can't protect you from that because you willingly open up that doorway. So close all the doorways in your life. Yeah, and also you might want to do a cleansing of your home, because I get attacked by demons, but I don't know. They don't really want to come into my home that much anymore. So cleanse your home, all right?
Well, I would have some simple rules to what he said. He says,
and don't waste money on sage or any fancy stuff. That's totally unnecessary. You can get salt, put it around your on the corners of your house, around the walls, or take 4 eggs and put them for 24 hours on the 4 corners of your house. Another good thing to do is buy a cross, like a crucifix or something, and or Virgin Mary statue, and have at least one of those in your home. That's what I would say. I can't help you other than that. That's how I know. All right?
Okay. Well, let me give you my suggestions. I live in H3 Sarah from my own personal experience. Is since you study the occult on your own, you have basically, it's like a gateway for the negative entities to come into your home. And that is the first and most serious concern, is because you have the Book of the Dead in your home and you have the Anton de LaVey Satanic Bible in your home. You have basically opened the portal to the dark entities to come in through those means into your home, because you've made your home unwillingly welcome to negative entities. So the best thing to do is get rid of the stuff. That's the first thing you have to do. Okay? And the second thing is then you need to do a purification ritual. It's like he just suggests probably talking to your local parish priest, but even if you don't, you could talk to, say, a local witch or sorceress who knows how to do the cleansing and purification to remove the negative entities. One of them would be to cast a protection circle around you. But some would say, well, I've thought that witchcraft is, evil. And the answer is no. It all depends on how it's being used. Witchcraft can be used for good and it can be used for evil. But when you have books for the occult, negative occult books in your home, as I said, you've opened the portal to your home, which is not good. And you need to get rid of them. It says, I've had multiple dreams when I'm sleeping in my bed and something tries to possess me. The room of my dreams is always the room I'm sleeping in. You might need somebody. Yeah, I definitely. I don't think so. No, it's definitely not. Let's try to keep this on a somewhat serious note, guys. I don't sound like a witch to me. It sounds like a dream of being out of place. Do you see yourself like you're looking down or looking up at yourself? It may sound strange for me to say that. An out-of-body experience or OBEs. Let me ask you a question, people of peace. People of peace, let me ask you a question. Okay. Alright. Enough of this. Okay. Let me ask you a question, people of peace. Would you like to give me your opinion on out-of-body experiences related to what Rich has just mentioned, which sounds like he's mentioning an out-of-body experience? Let me go back and read you that paragraph again. It's pretty interesting. He says, there we go, I've had multiple dreams where I'm sleeping in my bed and something tries to possess me. The room in my dreams is always the room I'm sleeping in. So in other words, he's sleeping in his dreams.
Oh, wow. Oh.
In other words, he can...
Oh.
Okay.
Hello? Hello? How are you? Hello?
The witches got popped.
Well, sometimes I've had dreams while I'm sleeping that I go into people's houses, like fly into people's houses, and that I'm a ghost basically while I sleep. Like I have that feeling that I fly to people's houses and turn into a demon or something at night.
Well, I'll tell you what I do now.
I think it's astral projection where I turn into a shadow person and haunt people's homes in the middle of the night.
What's that?
I have the ability sometimes to go and turn into a demon and go into people's homes in the middle of the night. But I can turn into an angel too sometimes. I don't know if it's true. I just dream it. It might just be a dream. Oh. But let me tell you something. There was a lady on YouTube that, I don't know if she's still around, who actually, her name was Allison Thomas. And she did go to heaven. I don't know her personally, but she did have a story where her son died, and 13 years later, she was sleeping one night, and she felt herself go out of her body into heaven, and she came back alive, and she wrote a book about it and has the YouTube channel ever since.
Yeah, I do astral travel too, R11H30. That was, and sometimes is still a major part of my workings, is astral travel. And, that's cute. I wish I could agree again.
Well, dear, astral projection, demons like Lucifer.
Well, let me ask you a question about astral travel. Have you ever actually done it yourself?
Me? No.
Yeah.
I've had dreams about doing it. I might subconsciously be doing it, but I've never done it on purpose.
Okay, in other words, no one taught you how to do it safely, or you just...
No one ever told me, like, I know how to do it, but I've never done it. Okay, what I'm saying is I never done it by choice. I feel like I've had dreams that I'm doing it, but I think I've done it without actually doing it. You know what I mean?
I've done many astral travel sessions with
But
Lumi
not
and
on
on my
purpose.
own.
Like, you're not doing it on purpose, but you're just sleeping and it happens by default.
I have been to the other side and back. I have traveled to the other side. I have went
What
to the
does
whole
it look
wisdom.
like? You mean in heaven or in hell?
I went to the High Council. I've talked to Malachi. I have been to Mother Asna's temple. Me and Lumi also, through an extension of astral travel, we've gone to Naples, Italy. We've had meals there. They have an excellent fettuccine Alfredo. Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, what does it look like in Naples?
And the point I'm trying to say is I astral travel a lot. If I still had a passport, it would be stamped everywhere. No kidding. I've been everywhere,
Well,
man.
how do you do it? How do you actually do it?
Oh, I'm not going to necessarily go to the... Actually, I have been to the UK. I have gone to Westminster. I have visited Big Ben. I looked at the different, tube stations. I've been there many times. It's really kind of fun. I've also been out in the countrysides too, like the Hampshires and things like that. You got a dog with you, people, peace? Yeah, that's a dog. That's a dog, yeah. Okay, anyway.
Sorry about that. All right.
Are these streams going to be every day? Well, actually, no. We have 2 days we do not have streams, and those are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And he just rang off. I guess his dog went to go out. Oh, you have 2 streams a day, so we do not have streams, which is Tuesday and Thursday. For the European people, our streams are for Friday and Saturday at 2 p.m. to whenever the end. And for the other 3 days a week, which is Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, it starts at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So the point is that way, we started originally with the 7 p.m.s, and I just wanted to leave it that way. For some of us, that worked out fine because we get a chance to eat dinner here in the United States. But unfortunately, people in the UK would realize that they would end up getting up staying up really late, and especially Sunday, and you got work the next day. That sucks. So we decided to do an earlier one for Friday and Saturday for 2, so that you guys can join at least some of the show. And that's how we do it. That way. They're trying to silence the truth at all costs. Yes, they are. Yes, I know they removed the InfoWars app. The InfoWars official app on Android sucks. Yeah, it sucks. The programmer who designed that thing, I don't know. Actually, I think what sucks worse is the Periscope thing. Yeah, Periscope sucks. All right, got a phone call. Go ahead, call you on the air. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Who is this?
Hello?
Who?
It's People of Peace.
Oh, okay. So, what was all that with the dog? You know what? I seriously think that People of Peace has got his own issues right now.
What?
But it's going to be kind of hard to clean his issues out.
There is no phone issue.
Oh, I don't know.
It's I feel my spirit guide is trying to communicate.
Brian K. says, I live in East 30. They don't understand that we, the people, are armed and pissed. Yes, we are. And in the case of the social media sites and Apple and Google, we also have the power to seriously say no. Well, we can say, bye-bye. I don't want to deal with you. You know, absolutely not. We have the power of boycott. We can also say straight out to Apple, Google, Facebook, et al. Go beep yourself. But not everybody has guns, but we are going to find a way to get the truth out no matter what. I was just explaining to Out on the Wire, he was a little bit confused about yesterday's show. He said to me, I thought you were supportive of Alex Jones. And I explained to him, I said, I'm in support of Alex Jones. It's just the way he approached the people of the Senate and going out there in his traditional Alex Jones ranting and raving. He made himself look terrible. It wasn't because I'm against Alex Jones. I just thought that he basically set a lousy example. There has been some discussion about that.
I have a question. Do you like new music?
What's that?
Can you tell me if you like this song? Don't worry, it's fair use cover.
I don't think I know that one. But I'll tell you what I gotta do is I gotta take a quick restroom break. So if you can give me a minute to go take a quick restroom break, I'll be right back. Would you mind that? So you got the show for a little bit. Oh, you ring off. Okay, so let me take a quick restroom break, guys, and I will be right back after these messages from my bladder. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. By the way, for those of you who did not know, yes, this cord is long enough to go into the bathroom. No, I will not do that. That's a private time. So, nobody wants to hear me while I'm taking a pee. Okay, so, freedom of speech, will somebody remember, if we don't fight for it, we gotta keep fighting it, guys. And I have a phone call coming in. Okay, go ahead, call you on here.
Hey, Michelle, People of Peace.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I flushed. So, anyway, how you doing?
I'm just being kind of possessed right now.
Oh, God, here we go.
Demons are taking over, Michelle. The witches got me.
Oh, God, somebody help me. Michelle, the witches are here.
Oh, bloody hell. Look.
Witches are here, Michelle. They got me. Do you hear me? It's people of peace that got me. The witches that got me, Michelle.
He's awesome.
We've got him now. Do you hear me?
Knock it off, please.
We've got your people of peace. What are you going to do? We've possessed him completely.
Enough. Look, I gotta open.
It's me. It's people of peace. Do you understand me?
Yeah, you said you had protection
you hear me?
forces.
It's people of peace, okay? So what are you doing right now?
All right. So let's go through this.
Michelle.
All right. Hey, R11 H30. Why don't you join me on the show? Call on the studio line. So that way, let's get R11 H30 on here. He hasn't been on here lately. Let's see. R11 H30. Call the studio line.
Michelle. This is people of peace. Give us the coffee.
Okay. All right, so let's see if we can get our 11 H30 on. I'd love to have you on right now because we can talk about this. And I don't quite get what people peace is up to. Yeah, I know. Okay. Double speak? Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. A lot of fake bullshit going on. Let me just get caught up here. Jesus, that was quick. Yeah, well, I only hold about 8 ounces, so it doesn't take long. Her door doesn't close, and she didn't wash her hands, so flush. Oh, I flush. Don't worry, we still will beat these globalists. Yes, if we work hard on it, we will. I mean, Trump is in office for a reason. What about the Brazilian Trump type candidate that almost got stabbed to death? The Brazilians don't want a Donald Trump like person in office. He was kind of popular, and people actually stabbed him. The candidate in Brazil that was very much like Donald Trump was. He was lucky he was able to get him to an emergency room to save his life, but seriously, our American Donald Trump has got to be careful that somebody in these crazy nut jobs will do whatever they can to destroy him. And yes, taking him out would certainly be a definite possibility. Rich, thoughts on Pizzagate? Good question. Seeing the Rich. I'm trying to get caught up here. I'm so far behind. I find Pizzagate highly suspicious. Yeah, so do I. We heard you pee. You didn't flush. Well, first of all, it's amazing you can hear me pee. And you didn't hear me flush the toilet, did you? There's constantly stories of people getting busted up. Same. Me Too in Bohemian Grove and the Nebraska cover-up with Larry King, especially since they speak in the same coded language as the Clinton emails as pedophiles do. Okay. I'm so far behind already. Brian K., the Trump effect. See, who was it here? Okay. Pop is losing his shit in that last call. No shit. Stabbed by a socialist. That's right, he was. He was their equivalent of the socialist left. Wanted him out of the picture. This is kind of sad. I think the end of Trump is coming. I think the end of the world is coming, but not because of some major ecological catastrophe. I think we're going to be seeing a new age when the Lord himself comes. And I know that other people have said the same thing. I know that Mark Taylor said so. I think so too. Mother said so. Mother has said so. Let's see. Wow, there's so much stuff going on here. I gotta read this. Some effects are happening all over the world. Look at Poland and Italy. Populism is on the rise because the world wants what America has in terms of freedom. They always have. But you're right. For a long time, they were told that they can't have that. Pizzagate is the least of the reasons why crooked Hillary needs to be locked up. Gentry, Hillary is a lady pedophile into little girls or little boys. We should be ever vigilant of the jealous foreigners. That's why other countries try to change the U.S. through pressure. Look at the Paris Accord agreement. Bad deal, very dumb. That's why Donald Trump said, get the fuck out of it. Hillary is as corrupt as Trump is. No, she's worse. Trump is more popular now than ever. Yes, he is. And Michelle, do you think that anyone takes Mueller seriously? I think he's an asshole. Personally, I think Robert Mueller is an asshole. And I don't know why in the heck Jeff Sessions doesn't, or somebody in the Intelligence Committee of Congress, if Jeff Sessions won't do it, should tell him, listen, either put up what you got or shut up. And GTFO. You haven't proven anything except you're wasting all of our money on chasing shadows. Either put up or shut up. That's what I say to him. And so far, everything that he's even tried to show is something has been nothing to do with Donald Trump at all. And it is absolutely, positively unacceptable that Robert Mueller has been still continuing this game since 2016. And I think it was equally stupid that Jeff Sessions basically said, I will not be held accountable for these actions, so I will go ahead and basically distance myself from this. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump, though. Yeah, why doesn't he go ahead and go after Hillary Clinton? And he's got plenty of evidence. They've got another investigation for Hillary Clinton. It's potentially going to be starting up soon. Mueller doesn't want to do Hillary Clinton because, unfortunately, he's on the side of the Clintons. Right. Who is Mueller? Mueller is a special counsel that originally was appointed by Rob Rosenstein to prove any Russian involvement in the 2016 election of Donald Trump, under the allegations that Donald Trump knowingly had the Russians interfere with the 2016 presidential elections. Thing is, the more Mueller digs, the more he incriminates the Democrats. So, and it keeps proving over and over again that Donald Trump was innocent. However, Paul Manafort, which was not when he was working with Donald Trump, had something to do with the Ukraine, and he was held accountable because he did not report working for the Ukraine prior to working with Donald Trump. And he also has a separate case against him in case of tax fraud. Now, the point is that Mueller has not proven that Donald Trump is guilty of any crimes because there's nothing to prove. There's been no smoking gun yet. Okay. James Marie, is too many dumb sheep. Oh, actually, I'll read the first one. I think people should stop thinking left or right. You know what? You're right. I think we need to think more about we got a big problem in this world, and it has nothing to do with if you're right or left. and some of the real issues that are being affecting to the world are not being dealt with. Okay, too many people, dumb sheep in the world to raise above anything. Okay. Pop, I'm only thinking in a straight line. How about start making literal demon faces when yeah, he's as guilty as fuck. And he was working to prevent Donald Trump from getting elected. And guess what? It's been proven. Not only was he making faces, but he also clearly, that's one of the reasons why all his emails originally were hidden, because he didn't want people he wanted to cover up his ass, because like he said that to Lisa Page, that we're going to make sure that Donald Trump doesn't get the presidency because he's part of the deep state. The deep state knows that Donald Trump, in this case, is the light, and they prefer darkness. And unfortunately, like cockroaches, the light in the kitchen has been turned on, and now they scurry, because now they have to face the neurological effect of bright light under antennae and feelers. And guess what? I don't care. You know what? When you do wrong, the evil will always be beaten by good. Maybe not in the battle, but in the end result in the war, evil will always be defeated. So literal demon faces with this one. That's the reptilian effect. Brian K. Michelle, they're investigating Mueller now. No one believes this guy, and it's time for him to speak up on what exactly he's looking for. Uranium one or pedophile? You know what? You're absolutely right. That is a great question. What is he looking for? He's spending our money. Where gave this guy basically an unlimited bank account? We basically said to the guy, here's a huge amount of money. Hire all the people you want. No. Congress, it's time for Congress to tell him, you know what? All that money that we gave you, you have not shown any significant concrete proof of what you're looking for. You know what I say to you right now, Mr. Mueller? It's time to call it quits. Now, the reason why Jeff Sessions can't find him is because, guess why? Jeff Sessions recused himself. However, at the same time, the investigation general, intelligence, or the IG, can't even subpoena him. He doesn't have the power to subpoena him. So Congress is going to have to get involved. The Judicial Committee is going to have to get involved and bring a subpoena against Mueller, bring him into a hearing and say, listen, bro, show us what you got or you're not getting paid anymore and your program shall be disbanded. See, right now, Mueller is living high out the log. He doesn't even have to show anything. That's why he's doing what he's doing. He's dragging it on and on and on and on and on because he's enjoying the show. And yes, enjoying the payments too. So he can go ahead and buy another new car or another new house. And maybe even put in a new in-ground swimming pool in his existing building or doing building renovations. The same kind of crap just to make a payment. That's all he's doing. It's just to get rich. And it's sick. It's really sick. So, after Sessions doesn't do anything, he's out. Absolutely. He should be out now. The reason he's doing that is because of two reasons. What's that? Number one, if he throws out Sessions now, any potential things that could happen, it could go badly for the Republicans. It could go bad for the Republicans. It's going bad for the Republicans now. See, it's all political wrangling. That's how it is. It's not real. These people don't even think like Americans. Oh, I can't piss off anybody because if I do, we're going to get ourselves in bad state. If we throw him out since he's supposedly popular with the Democrats. You know why? Because he's not doing shit. That's why. Okay? So that's why I think Donald Trump is saying leave him in there. But you know what? The people of America are saying to the Democrats is, we know your game. We're not happy with it. Come off it. We're not going to go back under your urban plantations. No. We see what you're trying to do. we've had enough of that. What the bloody saying that politics is making me fall asleep. Right, I said that. He'll keep it going because if something existed that is daunting to Trump, that makes Trump will have taken him out already. They never sit on that info. And that's because he hasn't found anything yet. He's doing a thorough investigation. I don't think it's much of an investigation anymore as a way to milk the system for more money. Don't you see that? It's the way he's milking the system out on the wire for more money, more people, and wasting more time. Because he thinks it's a good game. For him, it is a good game. But for the American people, the honest-to-God American people are saying is, look, we're sick of the game. Stop playing the game with us. We know better. We're tired of it. We want to see things get done. We want Congress to get the situation solved that's affecting everybody. And let's see. And I feel like the powers that be don't want Russia and America to be. They will eventually, but it's the Democrats that don't want the peace. You know what? You're right. That's one of the reasons why the Democrats have been trying to destroy peaceful relations. And Donald Trump said to Russia nicely is we should be friends. We should try to work this out. Oh boy, did they ever try to rip Donald Trump a new asshole because Donald Trump tried to make peace with Russia. Yeah, that was trying to rip everybody a new asshole. Every time. Let's see. I feel like the powers that be don't want Russia and America to be peace. Investigation determines. I don't know where, if you think about, look at all what you found. And seriously, no, he's milking the system. Okay? You would think by now he would have found something. It doesn't work that way. Ryan K. R11H30 after midterms, Trump and City Sessions doesn't know anything. He's out. And we'll get a new attorney general set up with a better sub balls. And one that doesn't sit there and go against the idea of the states having free control over legalization of their own marijuana rules. Thank God. Yes. There is proof now that the Syrian chemical attacks are staged to take down Assad. And how come France, England, and not Obama, Syria exactly 1 month after the Syrians called attacks? How does that tie in with this? Okay. Also, Assad's wife is white and does not wear a burqa. Okay, but it still doesn't make sense why you're tying this into this. I don't know why it's not an investigation, it's a soft coup, but it hasn't worked. I will state that once more, we the people are armed and pissed. Yes, we are. I feel like the powers that be don't want Russia and America to have peace. Oh, that's a good answer. At least that matters into the conversation. Michelle, Republicans are doing fine. I know we're doing fine. After all, you all see the unemployment figures. Come on. We're doing really good. We're actually starting to turn this country around in a positive way. What was it? The lowest unemployment rate, I think, in half a century? Wow, we're doing pretty good. I understand you are pissed, but that doesn't make Trump innocent. Let's put it this way. No one's found anything to prove he's guilty. So at this point, he is innocent until proven guilty, and nobody's found anything. Yeah. Brian K. says, I'm trying to go through here. Free Alex Jones, I agree with you 100%. Let's see. Free Alex Jones from being a tranny lover. He's, whatever. Free Alex Jones, yes, you should get the new shit is basically that. You should get the new shirt. It's basically that. Be at peace. It's what happens when you read comments 15 minutes later and they don't make sense.
You have the Discord on?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good.
You got the new microphone?
No, I'm just chilling. I got the usual. I'm using the internal mic on my computer, just kind of yelling at the screen.
Well, I can hear you pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's working better than the PlayStation headset I was using before. But, the quality's going to be a whole lot better for Cringe Report and calls like this after I get the microphone.
Right. Well, you know what? One of the things about...
I'm not in Wisconsin yet.
One of the things about the Cringe Report is... I noticed that one of the things with Google Hangouts with Cringe Report is that Hangouts has some advantages, but it is a resource hog. And one feature that this has, which I don't know if you have it enabled or not, it has a push-to-talk option. So which means that unless you're actually speaking, if you don't press the push-to-talk, you can't speak. But if you press the push-to-talk, you can speak. But I don't know which option that does that. I think it's the space bar, but I'm not sure. So, unfortunately, like when you have
Hangouts?
Okay, well, I've never seen it on Hangouts. But the problem is that's important for Steve-O or me or other people that may be in noisy environments because they can actually only activate the microphone when they start talking or when they push the button. Okay, Brian, okay. Some things with athletes wanting to kneel the national anthem, they shouldn't be fined for free speech. It's getting kind of heavy out here, so I have to basically work my way through it slowly, Jen. But anyway, what do you think about tonight's show?
Pretty interesting. I mean, I don't really care for all the political talk and stuff like that, but the paranormal talk and all that kind of stuff.
I think yesterday went pretty good, too. Do you think that maybe earlier in the daytime, maybe a better time for people? Because, I mean, I know for the people in Europe it is, but, I mean, even for people in America.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, actually. Because, one stream right after another, we do this one, and then we go right into Cringe Report sometimes like that. It's too much.
Yeah. I know with the Cringe Report, there's always a lot of things going on. I know it's sometimes if you're listening to background noises, unintended noises, the Steve-O in the shelter, which is not really his fault. It's just that his microphone is extremely sensitive and it picks up more than just his voice. I think a boom microphone, a headset, would probably be better for him. But the problem is to find a nice one that works with Bluetooth.
Yeah, one of those pop screens, a little muffler or whatever that goes over the microphone. Those things are pretty rad, if you want to get one of those.
Well, what I was going to say is I know that for, R11E30, he tried doing it with Discord, and he had problems with it. And so it makes it harder, but that's one of the reasons even when I had Discord, even when I had Hangouts running on this computer, I really found myself kind of, dealing with not only with lousy picture quality, but sometimes the constant distraction of people popping in, popping out, muting my microphone, which is kind of fun, I guess if you like to do that. But seriously, muting the commentator's microphone borders on rude. Okay. So it says here, wow, that's a lot of stuff here. What in the bloody hell is all that noise?
What's up?
I said, what's all that background noise there?
Hold on, it's like a pop-up or something.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna close that window. It's like
Are you watching?
filling up the whole screen right now.
I can't turn it up louder because I don't even know where it's coming from.
It's a pop-up. Hold on, Michelle. I'm gonna close this shit out.
Alright,
I don't even know what the fuck that is. You ever get a pop-up like that and just like fills up the whole screen?
Alright, I was gonna say, was this if it's from you, could you turn it down, please?
I know, I'm trying to. It's like
okay. Alright.
It's a pop-up. It's just like something on my computer, like
if you
another
want to
window.
send a link to the
you
people
ever get
so
another
that they
window
can.
like that?
I was gonna say, was this?
Hold on, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, Michelle. Don't worry. Hang in there, buddy.
Okay, I was just gonna say, was this? I missed all the comments. Discord doesn't work with my interface. You got too loud! Turn the game down It's better to adjust your microphone gain when you're not on a live stream. Turn it down some more. Keep turning it down. Well, your gain's still too high. You're too hot. Your gain. R11, can you help explain to Jim what I was trying to say? Because I don't think he understood what I was trying to say. Sounds like he's in the washing machine now. This is what people don't take you so seriously. Using a free speech, LOL, can you read them and block the person who is making the noise? Yeah, I can block the person who's making mounting noises, but he already kind of walked off the channel, so that was Jen. So yeah, I could block him, but I don't think he realized he has some problems. I had to pop up to add some shit, so. Well, Thunderbolt is just an interface. Okay, it's the same as with USB. Okay, that's why I use an external mixer, because then I can plug in the things I want. Let me show you the gear, guys, so you guys can see this. Okay, this is, I know, it looks like Grand Central. This is how I do the sound. Okay, I have the controls labeled. Let me just show you this here. Okay, this is the microphone, which is for the pile. This is my microphone here I'm wearing. Okay, this is the phone. This is not being used right now. This is the, I think, the MP3 player. This is the turntable. This is my headphones. I can just volume. This is the master volume. These are the gain controls for all the microphones and for the phone handset. Plus we have FXN connections and a variety of other accessories. This gives us the ability to mix in different sources. Oh yes, this here is the sound from the computer. So I can turn the computer sound off, or I can turn it on as needed when I'm playing sound sources from the thing. MP3 is where I usually plug in things like my phone. This is the iRig Pre. And since it just doesn't need any preamp, I have the preamp turned off. And so this also provides phantom power. So this makes it possible for me to also play the stream. But I found out with Hangouts, I have to actually unplug the MP3 output of this and plug in my headphones directly into this, because otherwise there's a bit of an echo issue. So that's the reason that works out pretty good for me. And this does support USB input. On the rear, there is this is the one that has USB input and output as well. So it says here, I opened this. Okay, I opened the email and that's all it did. I think it's fixed now. Thunderbolt is basically USB 3.1. No, yeah, sort of. Thunderbolt 3 is using somewhat based on USB 3.1, but it's actually not USB. It is more like a variation similar to SCSI. Brian said for sound equipment, it doesn't really make much difference over 3.0 unless you're running a theater sound system. Oh, for God's sakes. What does singing got to do with it? I'm trying to see how many people... Phone's ringing. I got that. Go ahead, call you on the air.
Hello?
How you doing?
It's People of Peace. Oh my gosh. I was trying to stay on topic, but you missed so many comments and I worked so hard. So can I just say it now instead? Because you can't miss me like this.
What?
I worked so hard to type my comments and you kept ignoring me.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to, as I said...
It was 20 minutes of typing.
Oh, okay.
All right. Can I say it now instead?
All right. So I'm just trying to see what is... If anybody has any comments about what I was
saying. Can I say my comments now instead?
I'm looking at several of the comments now. I saw some of you...
No, it's okay. I can say it verbally if you want.
You said I was saying that the deep state pushed Trump to support NATO and the chemical attacks in Syria. I got that part.
Right.
Yeah, well, what else is surprising?
Well, you do know that Assad he's Muslim, but his wife, she's white. His wife is pretty much white, and she doesn't wear a burqa.
Right.
And during Assad's rule, he supported Christian rights, and he was very strict on radical Muslim groups. He's a very moderate Muslim. He's not even really super religious.
Okay, let me ask this question. All right, first of all, why does Russia support Syria, Assad, and yet the deep state people don't want us to support Assad?
Because they want oil. They want their money. They want ISIS to take over Syria instead of having Assad and leaving them stable. They don't want Syria to stay stable. And instead of fighting against terrorists, they're fighting against the government. They're bombing the Syrian military, which is working to protect the people against ISIS. I mean, it's like America's working with ISIS, if you do your research. That's what everyone's saying. But guess what? No one believes what everyone thinks because guess what? They control all the major news medias, and it's like it's an endless cycle of lies.
Okay, so...
And also this Lee Camp said that now the CIA is moving in with the military to take over the Democratic Party, and they've never seen a bigger war by secret services against the president in history. Against Trump. The CIA is waging a war on Trump, deep state.
Do you think Assad is using actual chemical weapons against his own people?
No, because okay, here's what I ask everyone to do. You don't have to believe me. You can watch the full interview with him where he says that he doesn't even have those types of weapons. Secondly, the alleged witnesses of the attacks, first of all, The doctors, they didn't even have to be hospitalized. I mean,
all right, okay. So I'm going to take a simple yes or no out of this. As saying is no, he did not launch stress weapons against his own people.
It's like 9/11. It was a false flag done by ISIS to take down Assad.
Okay.
And I have Syrian friends who basically told me this. All right, I have to go now because I don't want to waste the thing.
Well, okay, it makes sense, Brian K. But seriously, okay, why in the hell do we have to take the side of the rebels, the Syrian rebels? Why are we taking their side? Okay. I don't understand why we have to take the side. I think that what Peace is saying may be true, is that these people are wild cards, and they're actually a part of the problem. How in the hell does this benefit people? I don't know. War makes money for bad guys, and for arms traders on both sides. How's everything going, kitties? Okay, that was from Susan. She's asked me how the cats are doing on Facebook. Because Obama made agreements with Saudis that screwed over America. Yeah, I think you're right. Here's one of the world's richest countries, world's richest oil reserves, and they don't even pay that much towards donation towards us defending their ass. Nathaniel Trump was right here. Saudi Arabia could afford to have their own military. There's no reason why we need to keep basically giving them free military. Why do you think that as soon as Trump took office, Saudi Arabia started killing those corrupt politicians, and that kingdom would have taken a real direction for the future? I don't really sing to Rich. The thing is I don't really know if he'd appreciate it very much. I just got a little notification from Sue. You know Sue, she used to be on the channel here, and she just said that, asked me how I was doing. I'll have to messenger after the show and see what's going on. It's already 4:34. Yeah, I know. It's getting late. Now, do you think that Benjamin Netanyahu was correct that Iran was violating the nuclear deal? And do you think it's appropriate that the EU is basically saying to Donald Trump that they will continue to help Iran, despite the sanctions placed on Iran for supposedly, according to Benjamin Netanyahu, violating the nuclear deal? Right, agreed. What he says, they knew the same thing everyone else did, that the free lunch is over. Everyone sees this except for the stupid Mueller cube. Yes, Michelle, Jesus, Murphy, it's Iran. Oh yeah, they got something about their idea of a Christ. And it ain't exactly in our honor of our Christ. It's more like an antichrist to us. It turns out that they've mixed a lot of, all these Islamic countries still like to basically beat each other out of each other. Like, for example, the war between the Sunnis and the Shiites. I don't know where I'm out. Good night. Oh, Michelle, please wash your hands after you pee or poo. I usually do. James Marie says, what did Trump think he is to sit down and dinner and berate Theresa May from wanting to leave the EU, European Union? Did think he's about to sit down? Well, right now, it's not so much the problem with Theresa May. It's that the people in Westminster doesn't want to let the people who have voted to leave. They keep trying to find excuses to stay with the EU. It has nothing to do with what the people of the UK have said. The UK has said overwhelmingly, let's talk the election in 2016. They said we want out. And people like Nicola Sturgeon said, hell no, we want to stay in. At the same time, the Scottish National Independence Party, SNP, has been trying to say, we want to have an independent Scotland, right? So they realize as long as they're in the EU, they're okay. But if the UK leaves the EU, by default, they're going to end up leaving with them. They don't want to leave. They want to stay. So Nicola Sturgeon's like, well, gee, we got to have to work extra hard to make sure that we can fight for our independence before we leave, before UK leaves. But Westminster doesn't want them to leave. So that's why there's constant fighting over it. Right. She will not do a referendum. Right, exactly. So what is, and yet you listen to the House of Lords and the House of Commons and Parliament Westminster, and it's like, oh, well, we, as the Parliament of the UK, want to have a right to decide if we remain or leave. Well, I'll tell you what, the popular vote said, GTFO, we want out. And that was why Theresa May was appointed to begin the processing of getting the EU or the UK out of the EU. Instead, she's sitting there and she's kind of like everything is dragging on. I think Westminster doing that. Yeah, they want out. But the Parliament are not going to let them go out without a fight. That's why they keep demanding, we need to know too. You did vote. You voted in the elections. You voted every single individual person of legal voting age in the UK went to your voting places and you voted. There was a popular vote, a referendum, and they said, we want out. The only ones that didn't want to get out was Scotland. But Scotland wants to become independent anyway, so now Scotland's going to have their own referendum to get the hell out of the UK. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Right now the thing is that we need to set a good example for our UK brothers and sisters. And one of the most important things that we gotta do is we have to set an example by getting rid of the corrupt, cranky, creaky old politicians that are still trying to fuck our own country up and clean out the house and set an example for other countries and say, yes, you can. Unlike Mr. Barack Obama said, my version. Yes, you can. You can get this house cleaned up. You can straighten out this house and you can get people to have a happy life and people can be doing the things that they want. That people said we want out. So, yes, you can. You should listen to your own population, Westminster and Washington. It says, get this issue dealt with. They're different issues, but still, get the issue dealt with and don't dilly-dally around it. Also, When was the last time Scotland had its own government? It was, 1700 or something? Right now, it's still a corrupt cesspit between north and south of the UK. It's still a cesspit. Okay? The people in Scotland feel they have little say in what's going on in the UK, because they basically got a proxy government in the UK and they're not allowed to speak. And the people in the UK, it was just like King George III in America. Scotland is like almost as bad as a colony in some ways. They have a small little splinter government system, but they don't have any free total control over their own issues in country issues of Scotland. Same thing for Wales. Wales, I hardly ever hear about Wales, but I bet that Wales is probably just as interested in see how it's going to go with Scotland. Yeah, I know it to be true because, after all, I've seen history. I've gone through history. Come on. 33 lives of it? Come on, you think you don't learn something in 33 lives on this planet? All this Brexit stuff doesn't make you happy that we had the Irish judiciary so they will cause again political corruption between the North and the South. Yes, I know it's true. I absolutely know it's true. Guys, I may be an American, I may be born and raised in this country, but deep down in my heart, I still am partly a Brit. No matter what you say, I still respect the Crown and the Queen Mother, even though I am not British. And I'll tell you what, we need to help our British brothers and sisters make what the people have said come to be. We need to help to get them to get out of the EU. That's what they wanted. That's what they voted for. We went through the same thing with the freeing ourselves from the Revolutionary War. We need to help our brothers and sisters of the EU or the UK get free of the EU. We have to. And at the same time, maybe we can help the Scottish National Independence Party if they so much want to stay with the EU. Stay with the EU, and that's the way. I don't think the Queen is corrupt. She's getting old. It's not the Queen, it's the politicians of Westminster. That is the problem. It's not the Queen herself. She doesn't have that kind of authority anymore. You see, it's a long, complicated story, but the point here is this. Westminster doesn't want to begin the leaving paperwork of activating Article 5. Because if they do, they got only so much time to make it happen. And like some people here have mentioned, there's the issue of funding. Change it will never happen. You guys don't have guns. Oh, you ever hear of pitchforks? You ever hear of heavy objects called rocks? Oh yes, it could happen. We fought for those states and we won. Not them, but us. Okay. The Queen needs to be hanged. I don't think the Queen herself is the problem. It's the politicians in Westminster and Parliament that need to be seriously tried by the people for acts against the will of the people. When the people said that we want to get away from the EU, they should have said, yep, the people have voted. We're going to agree. Let's go ahead and do it. But they didn't want to because they realized that once they start the process of exiting, that any IOUs that I had outstanding would have to be repaid. And that costs pounds. And they didn't want to waste pounds paying back IOUs to the EU. But here's the thing. When they leave, I'll say we, because as I said, I've kind of my feelings about this. when we leave the EU, we don't have to pay the yearly EU fees to be a member of the EU at all. Those will no longer be owed. And then they can work on making payments as needed for IOUs in the past. That's what they should be doing. Let's see, queen equals a alligator, a snake, a dragon, a salamander, crocodile, or alligator. Politicians all over the world are nothing but crap. Of course they are. Michelle, what do you think about the queen being a reptilian? It's possible. It's possible. What is your thought on that? America stole 7 states in Mexico. Spanish-American War, 1812, I think it was. I don't really think we really gained anything. Not really. Believe it, the UK at least gave the natives more rights and did not move west. I don't really know how many native indigenous people there was in the Celts. The Celts, okay. The Welsh have kept their personal history. You need to elect a dude who still eats street cart vendor hot dogs. America was only on the, come on. No, there's the corrupt one, Queen Victoria. Actually, Queen Victoria really wasn't that bad in her later years of her reign. And her son King George wasn't bad either, even though they were both pompously large people, obese, morbidly obese. Oh, big time. But you know what? Queen Victoria did do some pretty good things for the EU, for the UK. One of them was during her time of Queen Victoria was the fact that the advancement of industry, the railroads, the gasification of the EU for gaslighting, the beginnings of the modernization with telegraph, that and then later King George, her son, continued on with his expansion of the utilities that we take for granted today in the EU. And don't tell me that they don't benefit from the railways. Here's the problem. She unfortunately also represented a type of homekeeping, which is basically, by today's age, would seem extremely brutal. The syphilis explosion of sexually transmitted diseases at the time of the Victorian era was outrageous. The philandering of men, basically going around having multiple concubines, multiple sex partners. It was legendary. Even Mrs. Beaton's husband gave his wife STDs, not knowing till, even though he had his own mistress. Did you know about Mrs. Beaton? Very, very well-known young lady that wrote the Mrs. Beaton's book on housekeeping. Very interesting book, by the way. I happen to have a copy on the other computer. Let's see. Sing a song, Michelle. Sing a song. I would have gotten all the STDs. Let's see. These days. Let's see. Everybody wants to sing. I'm trying to think of something. A lot of things that the Christian group should be focusing on. And that some of the same stuff is still going on in the 21st century. What do you think of Dianetics? I really didn't read much about Dianetics. It has to do with the Church of Scientology. Because Ron L. Hubbard was part of the Church of Scientology. But I didn't actually read the book. I don't really know much detail about it. Philanderer. Okay, don't you support Women's Day? It should be a choice. if they want to be at home or if the husband is going to do role reversal. It's up to the family to decide that. It should not necessarily be dictated by norms by some society. The same applies to Muslim communities, the Muslims, and yes, the Amish as well, as some other Christian groups still are far behind what is necessarily good for everybody. I can't say anything about Scientology. I don't know anything about it. Christian one. Well, it's not a choice these days. No one can afford it. You're absolutely right. The majority of the people in this day and age cannot afford to have, I say majority, there are still some well-to-do families. This is still an option, but the majority of the cases, it is essential that both husband and wife work outside the home. That is not a surprise. It is a fact. But I think that in some ways it is also where we've kind of sort of destroyed the family because of having the state, the impersonal state, take over child rearing in the form of daycare. I think is only added to the problem. No, it's not. Anything to do with the state trying to regulate your child's life, your child's upbringing, is not at all a good thing. The state wants to dehumanize the children and wants to destroy the family. That's why it's doing it specifically for the reasons that we've already covered over and over again in this channel. It's just a tragedy that some people just don't know what to do. I think it's the ones that don't know what to do. I have a little empathy for those because they don't know. But those that voluntarily, and that's the key word here, voluntarily, who put their kids through this, and then say, gee, why is Johnny always saying, Hail Satan? You know, why is he doing all this dangerous shit like Tide Pods and the fire challenge? It's because you basically have sold your son to the devil. That's why. And you know because you said, well, I don't have time to arrange for a grandparent or for one of my unemployed family members that I trust to raise my son. And that's when you basically have forever corrupted your son by giving your son to the snake. That's the sad truth. Yes, you do. You do need to take it out the role. And make it kicked out is just for accidentally throwing a rock at a teacher. LOL. The problem is like I said, is once you basically allow the state to take care of your kids, there's a good chance that your children will be corrupt and the family system will be damaged. That is what that Harvey was saying in that 1965, If I Were the Devil. And that is exactly what he said, and that is exactly what is happening today. What about some of your loved ones? What about some of your relatives? There must be somebody in your family that might be able to take care of them. Maybe an older relative that has some time on their hands. Maybe they're retired and may be able to take care of the children. It's important that children need to be raised and loved and nurtured by the family, even if it's extended family that you trust. Their family. And it keeps their traditions of the family alive and strong. I was raised by my aunts. I was raised by my grandmother. I was raised by my... I had a very rich heritage that was given to me because my relatives wanted me to know who I was, what I stand for, and what my family is, and who my family was. But today's kids don't even know half the relatives anymore. And they don't even know of the family's heritage or history. Because, unfortunately, the state wants you to not know those things. It wants to turn you into another zombie. It's sad truth. Okay. I was at home with no parental supervision. Look how it turned out. Well, I don't know. Okay. What's that? BPs, are you the type of parent that leaves your kids to play on iPads at home, or do you spend more time taking them outside and spending time with them? Very good point. In our generation, we used to sit kids in front of the TV set, and that was the predecessor to iPads and iPhones. My aunt took the time to show me all kinds of things, including all the antiques that she had in her home, everything, the player piano, everything. And she shared with me how to sew. And I spent many, many quality times in my aunt's house as a child, and I learned a lot. My aunt's house was like a museum, a working museum with actual working things that were from the 1850s and newer. You'd be surprised. I had a great time as a kid. I want to follow your example. Hopefully, the park is a regular fit. Kids like monkeys. Kids are like monkeys. Yeah, they need to stay active. And it's absolutely fine that the children should be allowed to be kids. And the parents think that doping your kids up with drugs, for example, because they're too much to handle, is the solution. That is not the case. But that's another topic. We discussed that yesterday. Exactly. All right, let's take this call. Go ahead, call you on the air.
Hi, people of peace, Ken.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm good. I just don't think all these people ought to be leaving their kids alone at home.
Excuse me?
I just think all these neglectful parents leaving their kids at home alone.
I had one about mass abuse. What's this? Okay. No jokes.
People of peace. Michelle, can you hear me?
Oh, okay. I see what he says. Well, anyway, so what do you think about what we're discussing?
Can you just read my comments with them big old letters? Can you read my comments?
And you know what we're discussing, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about leaving all them kids home alone.
Do you know what?
All them neglectful parents.
So do you know what the topic is we're discussing?
Can you hear me, Michelle?
We're talking about child rearing.
Michelle, it's me. It's people of peace. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just asked you a question and you couldn't even answer it.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about all them kids that are being left on the iPad, turning their porno up on the Discord. It's a damn shame.
Yeah. So do you like the show? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's so interesting.
Okay, I was just typing something here.
Like, my mom didn't leave me home alone, but she probably dropped me on my head a few times. That's not wrong. Just as long as she didn't leave me at home by myself.
Well, I was just typing something. Bingo. Alright, so listen, caller, it's 5:01 p.m. Do you want to say anything before we end the show for now?
What are you talking about inside your comments? I'm reading it right here. Be at peace.
Alright, well, I'll talk to you soon, okay? Yeah, I know, people of peace. I know that wasn't you. The call didn't even sound the same. Alright, so, although it would be cool to have, I hated being left alone as a kid. I mean, by the time I was about 12, I wasn't so bad because I was mature enough that I could be responsible. I know how to use the phone to call emergency services if I needed to. And I did pretty damn good over the time. But for many kids, you need to know how to take care of people. And making them play on iPads and sit in the corner and, right. So Home Alone is a movie. It's not real. The real truth is that one of the biggest problems with the kids is, like you said, some of them cause a lot of harm, but it's also kids that some of them do fine, but it depends on the kid. And second of all, it also would help, very importantly, if the parents make sure that those children know how to properly deal with the things that need to be dealt with, like making sure they have food on the table. Yeah. Well, guys, listen. It's been a great show. It's 5:03, and I really was impressed that we had a good show, especially in the last hour, 2 hours. And so please, for Sunday night, bring up your good content. Let's kind of continue on this discussion. There's so much information out there, or would it be better, do you think, if we continue? Okay, here's this one. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. I hate to go. All the times I played around, fooled around. I forget just the words. Okay, so that's another one. Sing a song, sing out loud, sing out strong, sing of good things, not bad. Sing of happy, not sad. Sing, sing, sing a song, sing a song, sing out the big thing you all day long. It don't matter, it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing, sing, sing a song. Okay, thank you guys. Again, I will see you on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. As far as the music goes, Michelle and I will make something MP3 and put it up on Discord so you guys can listen to it, and we'll sing with some records. Okay? And Michelle will find something. I know we can. And then don't forget, for the time being, stay out of trouble. Enjoy the cooler weather, guys, because it is going to be a normal thing as we get ready soon to enter autumn, which will start on September 23rd. So for now, See you guys tonight, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, midnight Irish Time. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye, everybody.